What time's your driving test? What time should you get to the test centre? What will be checked by the examiner before you even get in the car at the test centre? Let's try and answer a few of them questions, and let's get some driving at the same time. So let's talk about what sort of things is expected right at the beginning of the test before you start to take your test for the examiner. So I'll just turn the car around here and we'll talk about it. So one of the first things is obviously you need to be able to have a car that's insured, which isn't a problem if you're using your instructor car with your instructor, because that'll be taxed and insured, so that's not going to be a problem. It's going to have all that insurance covered. It's going to have its dual controls. It's going to have a spare rear view mirror for the examiner. The head restraints are in place. All them things are there for you. If you're using your own car, then that's the sort of thing you need to be thinking about. You know, just contact your insurance company, just inform them that you're taking a test in your car, if that's what the case is. I've never known of them to actually say no, you can't take a test in your car, but they like to know these things so that if there's any problem, like an accident on the test, then it's already covered. They're not going to get somebody saying, well, you never told us. Well, you've told them in advance, so just make sure you tell the insurance company, make sure it's all insured, because one of the first things they're going to ask you when they speak to you, they'll ask you for your licence, and they'll say to you, is a car taxed and insured for the purpose of the test? Yes, it is. Lovely. If you are using your own car, you don't need dual controls. All right, it's handy if you've got them. You know, the examiner's going to feel safer. But you don't need them. But they do say when you're booking it, same sort of thing, you will need a rear view mirror for the examiner. If you don't bring one along, they sometimes have spare ones, but if you can get hold of one, great. I think they're from Alfred's, about £5 or £6. I can put a link in the bottom if anyone wants one. I'll put a description for Amazon. And also make sure your head restraints are in place, your seat belts are all working, you know, nothing faulty, and they're going to go around and check your car. They're going to go around and check, make sure there's no damage to the side of the car, like the rear brake lights are not damaged, or the indicator's not damaged. So if there's any damage to the outside of the car, there's a possibility they're not going to take you, because that's what they're checking for. And they're also checking, and this is one of the questions that they're going to ask you, is that your tyres are legal. You've got at least 1.6 millimetres of tread depth from the centre to the outside. Remember that question that you've been practicing with your instructor or your family member? The examiner's going to check your tyres. If they're not legal, they're not going to take you. So make sure they're legal. And then the other thing also, when you're going to the test centre, just say your test is at, say, 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm sure if I'm wrong here, you're going to correct me. You might say when you're booking it, don't turn up too soon. Now, if you turn up, say, 15 minutes early into the test centre, say 9:45, because you test at 10 o'clock, and you drive to the test centre at 9:45, there's a good possibility that you're going to be in the way of the previous test. So you need to be getting there 5 minutes before. Now, like I say, if you're driving too soon and the examiners are around, there's, you know, the ones where I go, the examiners tend to kind of clear you off, get back outside the test centre, you're in the way, you're too soon. So just remember that if you come too soon, you're going to be in the way of everyone else, you're going to interfere with other tests possibly. So, but don't be late either. And that's the hard bit. It says 5 minutes before, and you'll usually see at the test centre on the entrance a sign saying do not enter until 5 minutes before, and that's the reason, so you're not interfering. But if you get there at say 5 to 10 and you're not there a minute earlier, say, or a minute later, there could be a queue of people because it might be 8 people taking that test. So bear that in mind. You can't come too early, but if you get there at 5:02 and there's 5 cars in front of you and the person at the front's taking forever to reverse into a parking space, then it might be that you say, well, look at the time, it's 2 minutes to 10 and I've got another 2 cars to park up now. So maybe at that point secure the car, and the person in the passenger seat who can drive, because that's why they're there, hopefully they're insured to drive your car, otherwise you're going to have a problem, they park the car for you and you walk into the test centre. Now, obviously if they're not insured they can't do that. So just make sure you give yourself time to get in. Now they will allow a minute or so for the test, so if you're running a little bit late they're not going to go mad at you, but if you turn up 5 minutes late, no chance. They'll say you missed it, you missed your spot. And there's no other thing also to think about. Just say, for instance, you're unlucky and you got there with your instructor or your family member, and everything's going according to plan. You go outside, you do your eyesight test, they're walking over to the car and you do your show me question. So you tell me question you're going to do at a point. And when they're going round the car checking, they notice one of your back tyres is going down because you've got a slow puncher. They're not going to cancel the test there and then. They're not that bad. What they're going to say to you is, you got a slow puncher here, you're going to have to fix it. And they'll give you 5 minutes to sort it out, which doesn't seem like a lot of time. And if you've got a decent test centre, what tends to happen is some of the instructors will help you to kind of change the wheel over. Now that's providing it you got a spare wheel. If you haven't got a spare wheel, then you've basically got no chance. You're gonna have to kind of let the tyre go down, because they won't let you kind of inflate it with a temporary pump and then it's going to go back down on the test. What they've been saying to you is it's got to be changed. You can't take your test with a slow puncher, because you get halfway around it'll be flat. So you just need to, if you're unlucky, that's what's going to happen. So hopefully you've got a spare wheel in the boot, and you've got some instructors who are quite happy to help you to get it done quick as you can. And it can be done, I've seen it, within 5 minutes get a wheel change over pretty quickly, and then you're on your way. Alright, so they're just a couple of things that's going to happen possibly on your test, worst case scenarios, by some of them. Good luck with your driving test you got coming up, and I hope it's a pass for you. Take care.